1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hi everyone, what's up guys? I hope you guys are good. It's Jay and you're welcome to my channel. Now if this is your very first time, don't make any problems like the other.
But why your YouTube channel? I said them actually do my content.
Take two.
Action, she's your way.
Hi everyone, what's up guys? I hope you guys are good. It's Jay and you're welcome to my channel. If this is your very first time of seeing my face, you're welcome to the channel. Please, do what, hit that subscribe button down below and you're very excited so you stay notified. Once I drop a new video, you'll be the first to see it. And for regular J family members, tell me, how you guys doing? Thank you for joining another video. If you've not subscribed, I've told you you're not a regular J family member, so please subscribe. Now, as you guys have seen from the title below, and as you guys can see, I have another about to do here on my channel. Iyanu said I'm being racist. You guys, I'm just joking at them. Before everybody comes for me, black is beautiful. Melanin.
Yeah. Glory to God.
Like Nicki. So, as I was saying, I have another guest in the house today. And I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. But I'll do
you are the
small
host and
intro.
Yes, you introduce me.
I'll do small intro for you.
Okay.
Just small intro. But you talk your talk. You sell your market by yourself. So yeah. Alright, so you all should join me. Who you are together as we welcome the one and only African foremost team coach, the uncle where he's there. You got more than one clap.
I'm very sure.
Okay, so yes, jokes aside, this is Uncle Kwen, like you guys didn't see. African foremost team coach. One. Any other is a counterfeit. He's a counterfeit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to allow him to do his intro himself. He will tell you about what he does and all of that, blah, 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 blah. So over to you.
Alright. As she has rightly said, Okpeyemi, but they call me Uncle Okpe because I'm a teens coach and I'm an educator and the host of Teens and Girls with Uncle Okpe. We've reached out to thousands of teenagers across the country and I'm excited to be on this show. Thank you.
Alright, so yes, he's a teens coach and yeah, if you want to join our next Teens and Girls, you can have to follow him on Instagram so you get more info. And the
COVID-19 is gone. So.
Yes. I think this year we had this one online.
I didn't really.
It was online, but the first two. This was the third one now.
No, this is the fourth one. In fact, fifth one.
Are you serious?
We did one in 2017, 2018, 2019 was 2 editions. One in Lagos, one in Ibadan.
Oh, okay.
So this one, the fifth one online.
I know I joined 2019. I think 2019 was the first time I tried.
Yeah, this girl now asset. Hey, husband, please share your face.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about everything related to teenagers' life. Because that's what his field is. That's his specialization. So we talk about everything related to teenagers. So if you're a teenager or you know a teenager, or you can even just get some info for yourself as mommies, daddies, uncles, aunties.
Potential parents.
Do you understand exactly how to like raise that giant? Yes. That's how we put it. So there's nothing too serious. We're not having like we're going to talk the way we talk or you know how not too serious. We're going to be jovial here. Please, if you hear any noise in the background, we have some uninvited guests in our background. So please, remember what you know. Oh yeah, come and show your face. Ori has been wanting to show her face this morning. Ori, come and show your face. She has been wanting to show her face this morning.
This is the first time that this will happen, right? Because Uncle Okpe is here.
So can you guys bend down to get my so you guys can see.
You know.
Hey people. Yeah, she's one of those people that you hear in the background. Then the other person is a fashion designer, malicious. But she's eating. Malicious. You are disturbing us with that thing you're playing. Thanks. Now, first things first.
Okay.
I know you already told me this story personally. For the sake of this video, I'm going to ask you again. So you say it, then from you saying it will lead to other things.
This
So
video will be long, yeah.
don't worry, I'm going to try. We will double see. Why did you decide to go into teenage ministry? Because I'm sure what you studied in school has something to do with education. Come on, also teenage. Come on, also teenage life. So yeah, it us.
Okay, first off, I've always been passionate about young people.
Okay.
And after school, I looked at the problems in our society, and I see that before you change the world, you have to change yourself. I went through certain things as a young person too, and I realized that most of those things are, they are rooted in my adolescent life.
Okay.
From the age of 13 to 21. So, and I feel that adults already have their value system fixed already. So to solve the dysfunctionalities in our society, why not start from the teenagers? And I believe that they are the foundation for nation building. Raising teenage leaders is actually the foundation for nation building. So that is what spurred me into inspiring change in that capacity.
How has it been so far? Before I start even getting deep into the questions, how has it been so far?
Pretty much.
Like, how long have you been doing it?
Awesome.
And how has it been so far?
Okay, since 2016. That's how many years now? 4 years. We don't try small. 4 years. 2016. 4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 more mathematics.
It looks like you've been doing it for like that. Yeah.
4 years is also a long time.
That's professionally. That's professionally, sure.
Okay, but before then
we've been doing it
at the site.
Yeah. 4 years. Oh my God.
Exactly. What is called? 4 years. You have collected certificates.
Yeah.
So you see.
Yeah.
So you see. It's 4 years.
Something.
What has been your major challenge so far?
Because
I know dealing with teenagers, I've had my own experiences with them in church, and I know they're not the easiest people. I mean, we are all teenagers at some point, so we cannot relate to anything they are doing. So we can't fully blame them because it's part of exactly. It's part of it.
Actually, pretty much because I have prepared my mind. You can't solve the problem of a generation you don't understand. Yeah. So before setting down, one of the things I did was to study that age group.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it actually helped me to expect the challenges I will face, because their brain is not fully developed until they get to a certain age, mid-20s for some people. So decisions like delayed gratification, maybe doing shit day like that, then some certain things that their decisions are usually rooted in their emotions, so they just decide based on how they feel. And of course you should know that emotions are bad leaders. They will always make you make bad decisions, but they are good followers. So you can train yourself, or you can train your emotions to follow your decisions. So you don't have to do things based on how you feel. But for teenagers, it's not usually like that. So I've prepared my mind that I'm into this.
You guys
life.
One word. You can train your emotions to follow your decisions. Receive it, so guys here.
So most of their challenges are usually rooted in that, and the fact that their body is going through a lot of changes, from psychological changes to biological change to
emotional, everything change.
It's a period of change. And like I always say that the teenage period is like the third mainland bridge. The third mainland bridge links the mainland to the island. All right, and a lot of things happen on the third mainland bridge, right? So the teenage period is that bridge that links the childhood to the adulthood. That is when a lot of people made some certain decisions that they are yet to recover from. I've studied that age group, so most of the challenges that come from teenagers themselves don't really shock me. I just know that this is what you've been prepared for. Face it. But issues we now face is on the part of the parent. A lot of parents don't understand parenting. They just believe that giving birth to children, I automatically know how to parent, but it's a two different thing.
And I feel like that's one of the things I want to talk about, because I want to talk about several aspects of the teenage life, like parenting, like relationship, because I know a lot of teenagers are used to struggle with that, like peer pressure, sex in relationship, because I know a lot of teenagers always have this old question of, when should I have a relationship? Is it right to kiss? And this, da. It's a good thing I have someone that will come and answer people's questions with this. So I was not retrieving the question. on my dining room, on my phone. Do you understand? Okay, so a teenager walks up to you and is like, oh, Uncle Phil, there's this boy that is a female teenager actually. There's this boy that is, he's looking at my side and he's telling me something. What will I do? What should I do? Is it right for me to?
If I let me even help you again.
Okay, you want to help me.
There's this boy in my class. I like him so much.
You will be able to relate.
Anytime I just see him like, Uncle, I can't even remember anything.
It's a lie.
See this one? I'm tempted to ask this boy out, but I'm shy. For some, they are not shy. They will just, guy, I like you, like you're cool, like you've got swag. You're a G. In some schools, in some secondary school, they have guys that they call G's and dead guys. So if you're a dead guy, it means you're boring. It means you don't know what's going on. But if you're a G, like, yeah, the what's up guy. Yeah.
So answer the question. What do you do?
So
such a
I've actually there's virtually no time when I talk to teenagers that I don't get to hear that okay, this guy.
Yeah, wait, but why do you feel like that's like one of the major things they struggle with?
Because of their hormonal coordination now. That is the moment where their sexual hormones are rampage. Interestingly, the part of the brain for sexual whatever developed first, and the part of the brain for decision making developed last.
Interesting fact.
That's why every parent must study the development of brain in teenagers. So once you can study how the brain develops in teenagers, 50% of the issues you have with them, you would have solved it. Because you understand why your teenager that today do something that makes sense. Tomorrow just do something that you feel like are we normal? Yeah, back to your question. A guy is disturbing a girl. In fact, I don't know where to start from because there are, varieties of situations like that. Do you want to talk about the one that is even trending now? Is you have a secondary school girl that somebody who is already maybe in his finals in university, or somebody who is a bachelor is asking the girl out and is frustrating the girl that if you don't say yes to me, I will kill myself, I will die, knowing fully well that this girl is a small girl, she does not understand. So trying to blackmail emotional blackmail sort of. So what I do is I let the girl understand who she is, because once you have a solid identity, it determines what you say yes to, what you say no to, right? So I asked the girl, what do you want, right? And it is from conversation, because your emotions are actually energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed, but you can convert it from one form to the other. So that emotional energy that is even making some girls to be tempted that and this guy is not bad though. Once you have that conversation, you release that negative energy, then your brain, there's now a reset that if I say yes to this guy, what do we want to achieve? What are we going to be doing when we finally start dating? What I do is I establish the purpose of relationship, not just interpersonal relationship, even your own personal purpose. That will now make you make your decision. Of course, I can't make decision for you. I can only influence your decision making process. So I tend to paint perspective for them that okay, if you date this guy now, what is the cocoa? What is the point? What is the need for you? What do you want from it? What does it want from you? And I make her realize that, see, at your age right now, you don't even need a future partner because your future is not even in perspective yet. So why are we your way is too far? And so if you love yourself, you wouldn't go into a relationship with somebody who will just experiment with your body. So of course these things feel as if you can't control it, like your body. That's why I said emotions are actually bad leaders, but it's a lie. You can actually control it. All right, just I give them ways in which you can channel those energy. So
okay, you know what, let me try to include parenting into that question. Now, why do you feel like a lot of teenagers find it very difficult to listen to their parents when their parents, like, first off, they can't even discuss these issues with their parents? Let's just put it all aside. And then even when the parents decide out of the blue to just tell them, they don't take it, like they don't want to listen to it. Is it the approach the parents use in telling them, or there's something else?
There's usually a disconnect because like it's 2 generations apart, right? Parents are yet to learn how to communicate with their teenager. For instance, even when I was a teenager, it's different from, I can't compare my own time as a teenager to the present teenagers. Like, things are quite different, and you don't resist change, you embrace it. So a lot of parents are resisting changes. When I was at your age, I don't talk to my mommy like that. You don't have access to internet now, all right? We have cultural diffusion right now, and you have to embrace it. So you have to now look for a way to solve through it, that okay, right now this is what is going on, this is how teenagers think right now, and you have to learn it too. Because your teenagers, the present teenager we have, they know when you don't know things. And the things that you feel they don't know, they know.
Yes.
Even if you think, oh, in my house I control what they have access to, they go to school, they mix with other children from different backgrounds who have access to things that you don't know. So you can't really say this is what my teenager knows, this is what my teenager does not know. All right. So what you need to do is you have to, number one, don't raise them in fear, because usually what we don't understand we fear. So most parents, because they don't understand their teenagers or the present day teenager, they are scared. And you can't raise a wholesome kid in fear. So you have to learn. That's what I tell parents. You have to learn parenting. It's a system. All right. Be humble enough to learn, and the day you stop learning, you start dying. All right. So embrace learning. All right. Go for trainings, read books, and understand how your teenager thinks. So you bring them down. It's like a professor who was asked to teach children in KG's class, and is teaching them principle of Archimedes. Now, what he's saying is actually true, but they can't even, take it. So a lot of things that parents have issues with their children, they are actually saying the truth, but the approach is wrong. And one thing that teenagers will just do is they will just lock down, they will shut down. For instance, one of the things that teenagers do is they are looking for who to validate their feelings, who to trust too. So a teenager just test his dad or test his mom. Mommy, this is what I'm going through, or this is what happened. Or a friend of mine in school is going through this. Then the next day, Momsy has informed daddy about it and he's not hearing the gist. That will probably be the last time he's going to say anything personal to you. So you rather depend on his friends, all right, for information, and that is actually where some of them miss it.
So we spoke about the fact that parents is to learn parenting. And we've given an answer to the whole relationship question. But I feel like there's no how we want to talk about that whole relationship stuff. I feel like a lot of teenagers know what to do, but a lot of them, they want to try.
Because they want to explore.
They want to explore. They want to do it.
And
so they know what to do subconsciously.
And that's why we have to give them information, right? Once they have information that for every decision there is a consequence. That's why parents need to be informed. You can't just relinquish your responsibility to the teachers in school. Though you may think that they spend a lot of time in school, but you as a parent must have a vision for your family.
There's this idea that even as like your parents are always your first teachers, then first
and guess what? We are not born with any attitude. We pick this attitude. So most of the behavioral pattern that you see in these children, they actually pick it from the environment, most of the time from parents self. Because parents do certain things that they don't know that their children are watching them. So you get to ask, so where did you learn this from? Every behavior can be learned and can be unlearned. So if your child start lying, he picked it from somewhere. So check yourself as a parent. If it is not from the two of you, then you can now look outside. So it will be easy for you to trace where attitudes are coming from. If you already have a value system in the home, do you get? So in our house, we don't lie. We rather say the truth and get punished, for it. So when our child start lying, we know that, he's not in this house, maybe in his school. All right, so we can now look outward. Okay, who are your friends? And for every parent that is watching this video, you should make friends with your children's friends. It's very important.
But it's one thing to even believe in the whole concept of having friends. You hear your parents who of the opinion that you don't need friends. Like the whole concept of friendship, they are not so cool with it. It's the reason why they will not want you to go visit friends. When your friends come visit you, they
but that's why they are living in denial. Let me give you a gist. So you have a teenager that is going to a very good school, right? Whether you like it or not, even if you don't buy a phone for your teenager, at least you have a phone. There are days that you ask your teenager to go charge your phone for you, right? He's going to access that your phone, open whatever he wants to open, and you will not know. You take it a step further. Maybe your son has a PlayStation 4. They communicate using PS4. They chat. There are games whereby I can, for instance, FIFA 19 or FIFA 20 or FIFA 21. I can be in my house and connect with a friend. All I need is internet, and we'll play and we'll talk. All right.
Via the game.
Yes, via the game. And even when you see that part now, so if you think you are not going anywhere, just go to school. When he gets to school, they gist in school. At least you will not follow your child to the school. You don't know the content of their conversation. And the child will get home, lock himself in the room, and you think, my son is very gentle.
Okay.
Sorrow. Watch it too.
Still on that old parenting issue. Now, a child is brought up in a home where the parents are not cool with each other. We have the separated parents.
Okay.
We have the ones that are living together, but they are pretty much making the house hell for their children.
Okay, they are
always fighting, cat and dog, gents time, and then you have the issue of abuse. So now, what do you expect, or what would you tell a teenager in that kind of home to do? How do you advise such teenager?
So this is how I'm going to start that. There are two ways to see life: the way things are and the way things ought to be. Okay. So right now, this is the way things are in your house. All right, but there's another level, the way things ought to be. You deserve a life of peace, life of joy, life filled with love, right? And you need that. You don't have to look for love in the wrong places. You will get into the same situation where your parents are, right? So the best thing for you to do is to first of all make a decision that you're not going to repeat the mistakes your parents made. I also know that the environment we stay can affect the way we think, but for you to know that you're not happy about it is to show to you, is a proof that this is not it, this is not the way, this is not right. All right, so number one, it sounds simple, but it's difficult. Do the opposite of what your parents are doing. Your parents are dishing out hatred, malice, abuse. Make sure you don't repeat it. Make sure you do the opposite. Make sure you spread love. And how can you do that? Engage in quality relationship. All right, you can seek value-based mentors, and that is why I'm into what I'm doing. I realize that we don't really have value-based role model for teenagers. All right, they are influenced by media. You can't watch a TV channel in a day and you won't see adult content. Right? So this thing affects their psyche also. So walk up to a counselor. That's why in most schools they have counselors, right? Walk up to your school counselor, relate the issues that you are going through. I'm so sure, all right, that's why I said value-based. I'm so sure that they are going to prefer a solution to you, and they are going to show you an example of what a home should be by giving you love, and make sure that you're self-aware, because you have to know yourself too. You can even be the change in your family. We've had teenagers that they are the one that make their dad and their mom realize that no, this does not make sense, right? So they bring their parents together. I have a teenager who started morning devotion in their house, and she was telling me that she told her dad that the reason why you and mom always fight in this house is because we don't pray. We don't pray in this house. I was challenged when she was sharing that, like, you are both to face your dad. The reason why you always fight with mommy is because you don't pray. So from tomorrow, start praying. And she wake them up in the house. She started the morning devotion, and they are cool.
So you can actually be the change. In whatever situation you find yourself. Oh, okay. What should we now say to like the parents who are actually in this case? Seek
for help. You are in trouble already. Don't dig. You are in a pit. Don't dig more hole for yourself.
But you know, it's one thing to know you are in trouble.
See.
And admit that you are in trouble.
It's one thing to know that you are in trouble. It's another thing to admit.
Yes.
Because you are not happy. To be honest, you are not happy. So you already know that this is not right. it is that second stage that you're talking about, admitting that, oh,
you need help.
I need help. So you have to humble yourself, because what you are doing is affecting your children.
Yeah.
Seek help. Like I said, what we don't know, all right, brings fear to us, right? So you have to learn how to even live with your wife. All right, seek help. There are a lot of counseling outfits out there. Read books about marriage, because a lot of people just go into marriage without proper knowledge. All right, so it's not too late to start learn about marriage, learn about parenting. Just be humble, because once you are humble, you'll be able to learn.
You know, in this 21st century that we realize that you actually need to learn parenting. Because a lot of our parents already have that notion that, oh, okay, I was raised like this,
and this is how.
Yeah, it has to be like that. That kind of thing. So I feel like there's already that notion our parents have with their upbringing, which is not, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's the worst, we are just saying that things have changed. And this generation, you don't really raise your children now with this, all the old mentality.
you can't use a 19th century method to raise a 21st century teenager.
And a lot of parents have not come into that like they've not accepted the fact that things have actually changed.
Issues, because you can't do the same thing the same way and expect a different result, right? Even they themselves, they have issues, they have things they struggle with that is as a result of how they were raised. For instance, a lot of our parents, they actually still battle with low self-esteem, because when their parents talking to them, you can't even look straight into their face, like you have to look down, and they feel like it's respect. But no, in advanced country, if somebody is talking to you and you are looking down, it means you are lying. You go for an interview now and they are asking you a question, and you say because the person on the panel is older than you, or is your daddy's age, and you are looking at the roof, or you are looking down, you won't get that job. So one of the things you need right now is boldness, confidence, right? To even
you don't have to be rude. Like being confident
has nothing to do. In fact, rudeness is embedded in low self-esteem. Being rude is actually an escape route for somebody who has a poor self-image to get up, to feel high. For instance, if I'm rude, I will need to talk you down for me to come to your own level. That's different from me being bold, me knowing what I want, and me making requests of it.
Okay, so let's talk about internet, because we know that you can't talk about this generation.
Of course.
Not about the internet. Now let's talk about cyberbullying. Now a lot of players have access to the internet and everything, and we know that using that same internet, you get to experience, you might not have, and you might have experienced cyberbullying in one form or the other. What can you say? Like, what are you going to say as regards that?
Yeah, so first thing first, there's a purpose for everything, and I won't stop saying that parenting is actually the foundation for all of this. So because if you don't train them, somebody else is going to train them in the negative way. All right, so you tell them internet is a tool, it can be used positively and negatively, right? So you make them understand that, okay, these are the pros and cons of the internet. This is why you need the internet for your age. All right, for academic purpose, for you to search for information that you need to search for. Yeah, at some point you need to communicate with your friends, but this is where you draw the line. I was still talking to a teenager of mine, I think 2 days ago. He was complaining about the fact that sometimes he will give his friend his phone number, and he will give other people that he does not have a relationship with, and they will be disturbing him. And I told him, you have the right to your space. So if somebody is trying to become your friend and you're not cool with it, then block that. So what have I done? I've painted a perspective for him that, oh, I actually have the right to say yes and to say no. All right. So you need, now parents, listen to this, you need to be friends with your teenager. Now if you don't even want to be friends, you have to be friendly, right? So you need to know what's up with them, and you have to speak their language, so they'll be able to communicate with you that, oh, this person is actually chatting me up, or this is what I'm going through. Then you'll be able to provide solution to whatsoever bullying they are experiencing, maybe body shaming, threats, and all of that. So you have orientate them,
protect
your password. And as parents, I have like some of the parents I work with, they go as far as you don't join any group without telling me. So they know the groups, the WhatsApp group that their children are in, right? So it's another way of you checkmating their activities. Do you understand? You don't just leave them like that. Yeah, they want to be independent, but you make them feel that you have to carry me along. Now you are not, imposing yourself into the boy. You are working as partners, and they will appreciate that mommy is cool with whatever I do. However, I just need to explain to her. With that like system in place, there is no
trust. You can build
trust has to be built. You don't just, you have to earn their trust. All right, such that if you are with their phone, you are not checking their messages
because they are telling you everything the way it is.
Like, so the moment you start, they give you their phone and you've checked all the messages, it means mommy does not trust you, and that teenager is going to block you from viewing his or her status. So you say, my son does not upload status, na lie. Or maybe your son uploads something on his WhatsApp status, for instance, and every time you're like, what kind of DP is that? What kind of picture is that? Remove it. It's devilish. You are blocked. And you won't know what is. I have a teenager. I just observed that I stopped seeing WhatsApp status. I know that no, this is wrong. So I got to their house and I picked her phone and I'm like, can I have access to your WhatsApp? He said, uncle, why? He said, I know the reason why you want to check my phone. I actually blocked everybody related to my dad. You, my daddy, my mommy, my uncle, I blocked everybody. I'm like, wow, why? It's because if I put anything there, you people will either tell mommy or you tell daddy. Alright, so I think there's a breach of trust there. So I have to explain why. If you explain why you do what you do, they are not animals, they will understand. But you don't explain why you do what you do. You just want to impose your own value on them.
And even I think Auntie teaching.
Yeah.
And and she was saying something about how you talk, like parents don't communicate.
Yeah.
They dictate, like something in that line. So like
you don't dictate, you communicate.
Exactly. Like you're not trying to make them understand you. You're trying to tell them, oh, I'm your parent. They already know you're their parents. Like
stop
that.
Announcing.
See, like exactly. Like
stop the announcement.
They're not dragging that one with you. So you're not trying to like
impose.
Yeah, like I'm your parent. I should tell you what to do.
And guess what? They'll give you bass. They don't send. They don't send. They'll give it to you straight and direct. Mommy, why are you shouting? Yeah. You know, when you were a teenager, you cannot say that. But right now, will you kill your son?
Maybe they are afraid that we will go.
The highest is you will beat, right? And you will lose your child doing that. Because to be honest, you only beat animals. Yeah, I know that there's a place for beating.
Yeah, spare the word and spare the child.
Yeah, there's a place for beating. But when all your response is beating.
It's never really the answer. I think you only just end up beating animals.
Yeah,
because sometimes your child doesn't want you to talk. Like they actually just want to talk. Maybe they did something bad. They probably might have done it subconsciously or consciously. Whatever might be the case. They already accepted, like, I've done bad.
Don't crucify me.
Yeah, I've done bad. I've realized I've done this.
Sorry to cut you. I explained a scenario to one of my teenagers. I said there's a difference between I broke the plate and the plate got broken.
Okay.
Right? Now, when I was a child, when I was a teenager, if I'm washing the dishes, right, and I broke a plate, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Alright? So, parents need to know how to communicate in love. Your child cannot deliberately carry plates and break it.
Exactly. And it's funny that when the case is done and the parent is the one that breaks that,
they find excuse for their actions,
and
right? And it's wrong.
That everybody can
they
make mistakes, right?
Teenagers feel cheated. Mom, you just did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, as a parent, you should understand that there's a difference between my child breaking this and the plate actually slipped and the plate got broken. If you understand that perspective, there are some things that you won't react to, you only respond to, and you'll be able to communicate, properly to your child. Konshakpa is not
exactly.
But Your child, watch this. So your child is washing, or maybe he went to get you water, and the glass cup of water got broken, and you beat that child. You have trained the child not to say the truth. So the next time you are not at home and something like that happened, you've told the child that no, you cannot tell me that this thing happened. So the child will rather pack the whole thing and discard it. Then when you get to, you just say that one of my plates is missing. I don't know. And that's the beginning of lying.
Yeah.
So you've teach that child, or you've instructed that child that this is how to lie without you knowing.
Yeah, indirectly.
Do you understand? But when you raise children in an atmosphere of love, you understand that even you make mistakes. So do you beat yourself when you make mistakes? Do you beat yourself when you make mistakes? What do? You admit it and you tell yourself not to do that again. So just correct. Yeah, there's a place for beating, right? When it needs to be, applied. But
we are still on parenting. Actually, I don't know why I'm still on parenting.
Parenting and teenagers,
they have like close proximity, that kind of thing. Okay, so why do you feel parents find it very difficult to apologize? Like you've done something wrong to a child, and then instead of you to apologize, some parents actually, instead of apologizing, they buy you stuff. And some parents will just allow it slide. Like they won't talk about it, they won't discuss it.
Just know.
But exactly. But at the end of the day, the person you've done this stuff to already has that idea that you realize that you're wrong.
Just say it.
Why?
Because they feel that they apologizing, they will lose their power.
But I don't actually feel that's the case. I know that's actually
that's part of
feel.
it.
And I feel like I've heard like a Yoruba saying that backs that up. Like that's all. Like
the elderly people are always right.
Something that
like I said, you can't use 19th century method to solve a 21st century problem. You can't use analog mindset to solve a digital problem. You are going to be frustrated. All right. Now, what they don't know is you actually stoop to conquer.
Yeah.
When you are wrong and you apologize, you are actually, for every action, because children learn by imitation. They don't learn by the things you say. They imitate you. They just, okay, so next time if I'm wrong. So you now see children who are in school and they did something wrong and they find it difficult to apologize. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but when they can see it at home, their parents are modeling these actions to them, it will be easy for you
them, yeah. Right? Apology will not become a.
It boils down to the vision. What kind of home do you want to have? What kind of children do you want to build? Now, person born Boko Haram.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it's the same person that gives birth to the human beings, give birth to good people and bad people. Alright? So, what kind of children do you want to raise? Like in the next 10 years, this is how, because parents are like archers, right? Children are arrows, right?
Yeah.
So you launch them to the direction that they are headed for, right? So you are the one that still, you play a major role in their life path.
Hope people are learning and you're taking a lot of stuff. Okay, let's talk about talent, like discovering what your child does and everything. We all know that there's a little bit of mindset that parents still have, that you can tell your child what your child should do, the path your child should go. This is the course you're supposed to study in school. This is that, and then there's this whole ideology that a lot of our own people believe that our parents are of the opinion that, like, they try to live their life through their children,
which
so
is very
what they
wrong.
Cannot do or what they were not able to do, they
want their children to do it.
You should be the one to do.
Yeah.
So what do you say in that kind of
It's a wrong approach to parenting. You can't expect your child to live your own life.
Yeah.
Alright, so your child is actually a full individual already. I'm not a spiritist, but I believe that human beings, we are spirits, we have a soul, and we live in the body. And we coming into this realm, we have our path already.
Yeah.
Do you understand? What you should do as a parent is to channel them in that right path, and they discover themselves along, and you help them in the process of that discovery. Do you understand? So you are not imposing yourself. Most of the time, you cause chaos. You cause an individual to live an unfulfilled life.
I feel like I even have a lot of friends who will be like, when they go to school, maybe their parents want them to study law. They go to school, they study the law, and you're like, when they are done,
Take your certificate.
This is your certificate.
And we have
Now,
quite,
yeah,
like, in this age and time, a lot of people go to school to study a particular course and they end up not using their certificate.
A lot of people.
So what you should do as a parent is to create that enabling environment for your child to discover who he is or who she is, and you support. Like you know, we are in our house shooting this video. Thank you, daddy. Thank you, mommy. For some parents, they were like, give me. Mo run to school, mo saw school fees. Why don't I share video?
YouTube.
Please interpret it.
I sent you to school. Okay. No, let me tell you what's now that writing this. I might still decide to write it. I don't know. But yeah, I sent you to school to go and learn. You're saying you want to be doing YouTube. And that's the thing there. A lot of parents have not realized that all these scholar jobs.
You know, in the last 4 years, 4 or 5. Okay, let me use 10 years. 10 years ago, there was nothing like YouTuber.
There was funny thing.
Are you kidding?
Yes, funny story. They actually, like, YouTube has been on for a very long time, because we have a lot of YouTubers who have been on YouTube for a decade.
Wow.
People like Jackie, I know. Jackie, I know, is a Nigerian, but now she lives abroad. Do you understand? A lot of people have been on YouTube for that long, even longer than that. Obviously, when they joined YouTube, there were not a lot of Nigerian involvement, but it has always been there. It's just that people that were actually in it were those abroad and everything. Like my favorite YouTuber, that's CME. The same way she started YouTube, according to her, she had to go abroad. That's when she discovered that, oh, there's actually something called YouTube, and people actually can share their minds, share their opinions, and even get paid. Do you understand? And then she came to Nigeria, and then she realized that not a lot of Nigerians are actually into it. Even in the 21st century now, not a lot of parents have got that idea that YouTube is actually a thing. In fact, people actually make it full-time business.
It's a thing.
Like,
you want to learn how to
business.
go to YouTube.
My dear, there's nothing you don't find on YouTube. Nothing.
I'm actually learning a skill right now. I won't say it.
We are waiting for it. Fingers
don't worry. Like, I'm in the intermediate level, and I'm learning it on YouTube.
Like, see,
very soon I'm launching out something.
You make money, like you make millions. No, wait, there's a step to it, obviously. For everything in life, there has to be steps and
I want to give you my account.
I don't know what you're talking about. There has to be steps and progress, but yes, like you make money, running to millions. But a lot of parents are still with that old mindset of you have to be going to work 9 to 8, 9 to 5. Those that even allow you to do YouTube feel, oh, is that something you're doing leisure? It should be leisure. But it is actually full-time business for some people. Like, content creation is not business. We've been doing this for many minutes now.
This content creation that you talked about, a friend of mine, they not give him wife because
he's a content
creator. They're like, so where's your office?
I feel like
he said I work in my house.
As Nigerians, so we need a mindset. Like, we need to
a mindset reset.
Like, we need to open our minds to the fact that
my guy, I know he's watching this video.
People work from home. People work from home.
So you don't go to the office.
People
you work in your house.
And
you don't sit on camera.
Do you know the funny thing is, from doing something like this, you actually get the opportunity that a lot of people who do 9 to 5 don't get. Because you get brands sponsoring you to travel abroad for a particular conference or whatever. So it's like a lot of people don't understand that there's a life. No, seriously, anybody that wants to join YouTube, I will tell you freely, join, because there's a lot of opportunity for you in it, provided it's something you can dedicate yourself to, because it is full-time work. Please stop making people down. Don't make people feel or make you feel like you're not doing anything job at all. Like, no job at all. I feel a lot of parents need to get past that whole mindset of you have to go outside. A lot of people actually shoot their content creation outside the house. It's just me. I'm still dwelling on my comfort zone. Normally, if I want to be serious, I have a lot of plans for outdoor content.
Step by step.
Outdoor content. I'm looking forward to my NYC days because I'm bringing you guys a lot of outdoor content during that period. Because then I get to use my leg to go to places I want to go to. Yeah, but what I'm saying in a sense is parents need to like dead that old mindset of you have to do a particular job to get a particular settlement. I was asking my mom recently. You know, there was a time when being a medical doctor was the thing. I was asking her recently, I think last year or 2 years ago, I can't remember when, maybe this year, I don't know. Like, after medical clinic, she was like, the work is still as tedious as it used to be, but it is the pay is not changing. It's not making a difference. It's not equating the stress of the job. Do you understand? So, and I'm sure it's the same for other professions that we all used to look forward to. And it's the reason why a lot of people that went to study law, we can start naming so many celebrities that went to study law, and they are doing something different. Do you understand? And they are doing well, doing something else. So I think the idea is you having passion and you having zeal for what you want to do. You can make anything out of it. Yeah, discover what they are good at, their talent, whatever it is.
Support them.
Even if it's something that is new to you as a parent, the best you can do is try to understand, learn, find out about it. Okay, she won't she is cybercrime. Are they cheating anybody? Do you understand? Like once it's not like they are doing something bad. Open your what they so call it, your brain, cerebrum, what they so call it. I don't know what they so call it, but be open to things that are new, and then give them your full support.
See, the thing is, a lot of people react to change in different ways, right? But know this:
change is constant.
Change is constant.
Like, you can't even fight.
Things are, the world itself gave us two witnesses that is changing. The earth, rotates around an axis and revolve around the sun. Yeah. So the earth itself is not constant. It's moving. 2/3 of God's name is go.
Yeah.
So why do you want to? A river does not stink until it is stagnant.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have to change. You have to embrace change. Don't resist it. That is what I will have to say to parents. Embrace change. Because your child that was dependent on you as a child is now trying to be self-reliant as a teenager. That's another change.
Yeah.
Like that's where the conflict comes from. So you have to embrace that. You have to switch from my child depending on me to him or her being alone. Do you understand? So just embrace change. Don't resist it.
Okay, so that's our message for parents.
Yep.
Now, message for teenagers.
For teenagers, you have a lot in front of you, right? You cannot be young forever young. Nah, all right.
No, I want to be forever young.
Mind that. Time is not waiting for you. All right. So maximize your time, maximize your moment. Time is not waiting for you. Discover yourself and work on it. And I must say this: your association, your friends, matter a lot, because you realize that you relate more with your friends than you relate with your parents. So there are a lot of things that you get to emulate because of the people around you. So if you want to be wise, work with the wise. If you want to be foolish, work with foolish people. If you want to be great, work with great people. If you want to be
the reverse of greatness,
the reverse of greatness, work with
people that are working in that direction.
So anything that you desire, look for an association that already have that. Then success have its own language. How do you learn French? Go to communities where they speak French and desire to learn it, and they will teach you. So you want to be successful, work with successful people.
I feel like I want to adding to what he has said is the fact that your parents don't hate you.
Yeah, they actually love you.
They don't hate you.
They actually love you.
Whatever they tell you, the advices they give you, is not coming from a place of hatred.
It's coming from
a place of love. They might not put it to you the way you want them to put it, but understand that it's first from a place of love and from the place of their own understanding, their own knowledge, how they know how to approach that kind of situation. So stop thinking your parents are your antagonists. They are not. They love you.
Yeah.
Even though I'm saying it sweetly, it took me a while to understand that what I just said. Honestly, because I felt my parents were they were my antagonists for a very long time.
They don't want you they don't want you to make
the same
mistakes. They don't want you to fall into unnecessary pit and all of that. Now their approach may be wrong, but know that they love you.
So that's it for this video. We hope you learned. I know you learned plenty of things. I know yes, that you learned so many things. I will poured a lot of wisdom. We poured a lot of wisdom into it. I mean, the ball of wisdom himself.
Oh, glory to God.
So please, if you enjoyed this video, you pick one or two things from it. You can let us know what you learned. in the comment section. And then please give the video a thumbs up if you liked, laugh, or learned one thing.
I'm already giving the video a thumbs up.
About thumbs up. You just like this, yeah. And then share the video. If you don't know who you help, you will help somebody. Somebody needs this information. Share it. And last but not the least, most important, subscribe.
It's important so that money can
exactly
enter our
help our ministry. Subscribe. Like it's a red button now. And turn on the bell. So say what I just said. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
All right.
Come on.
Now listen to this. I need you to listen to this. Now that I have your attention, like this video, comment, and you see that subscribe button is not there for decoration.
Tell him.
Click on it. Subscribe. Your life will not remain the same. Koribe, Koshebe, Jesus.
Alright, love, I share to you ready for yourself? So please, see you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video.
Bye.
Deuces.
Now give me food.
Can you imagine?
Nah, let's go.
Can you imagine? I should give you food. You can let me say, continue our way.
I'm not.
Continue our way. Can you imagine? The person is going to check book. Oh, that boy, I'm signing out, guys.
Some wife materials are just going. So if you are single and you're watching this video,
come and say your bye-bye.
You better send us a DM.
Both of you into this video. Somehow.
Yeah.
If we
wife material. See your face. Wife material. She's beautiful. She's awesome.
Why are you selling your market? I'm show yourself back.
This advertisement.
She can't wait.
Okay, so guys, subscribe.
She wanted to faint because she
like, share, comment. Share, comment.
Very similar color.
Thank you very much. Signing out.
By this time next year, she will marry.
I'll see you next time.
Gbọ́ Olúbùn, gbọ́ Aláṣẹ o, Jésù Kristi.
Oṣòdì láàmì.
Finally, at least I'm able to film my video in peace.
Yes.
Okay, so
protest, Sha. Come
on, do one. Ṣé you protest?
Èmi àákọ̀ ṣe prayer work ni. Kọ́nà bá dá sọ̀rọ̀ country.
Doubting Thomas.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Please welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I hope I tried.
By the time I edit it, you see I did. You're supposed to take pictures on Kokpe. I'm supposed to put my thumbnail. Go below. Oh yeah, no. If you want to take pictures, you have to stand up.